Good afternoon, everybody. DMS, aka Demas, with a message about becoming a thought leader or influencer in your chosen field of expertise. It's lately become all the rage to become a thought leader. It's the new celebrity, where we came from a stage where you were nobility, representing a state or a bloodline, to being a celebrity where you had an endorsement. Now, in the information age we are in, it's very easy, or at least easier, to become a thought leader. It's a new crown of achievement where you can have a high social following or publish a book that gets read by millions and become a person associated with where a movement or an idea is headed. I had a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, Paul, and then a follow-up at a networking after party with Mike Hunter, and we discussed how to position yourself or your personal brand, is the phrase, as a thought leader. So mostly I wanted to articulate this and crystallize the idea. I personally identified 3 steps in the process that I call the 3 stages of AUTH, A-U-T-H, AUTH. The first stage is to develop authenticity. Now, authenticity essentially just means being completely honest. This is where you give yourself to something, where you actually are in it. You don't want to say that you're an expert in mountain climbing if you don't own any rope, or you've never actually climbed a mountain, or you've done it once. You have to be real and honest about it. It's something that you need to be involved in and definitely passionate about, because to become a thought leader, at some point, you're giving your life to this. This is what you're going to become known for, one way or another, for better or for worse. So you want to become really honest with it. You want to build up a real body of work with it. You want to know all of the key players in it. You want to essentially be kind of an armchair expert, and also really be in the field, writing about it, studying about it. And when people speak to you, it shows that it's really what you're about. That's authenticity. Once you've built up a really big body of work, of experience in this thing, whatever it is, health and wellness, technology, entrepreneurship, then you position yourself as being an expert. And this is the second stage. This is when you're an authority. And a lot of people might just think that you're an authority, so you deserve to be a thought leader in this place, but it's not the case. Authenticity means that you're on a vector towards the center of this cause or understanding. Authorship means that you are in the center. You have all the latest information, you have experience, you know the goods and the bads, you understand the cause, the people involved, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're on the front lines yet. At this point, it's textbook knowledge, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you wrote the textbook. And this is where the next stage comes in. The last stage is when you are the guy that wrote the book on the subject. And this is where you need to be before you can be a thought leader, before you are identified as. And that's third step, authorship, where the things you say become the next de facto standard for how people discuss or even gear their mind towards the paradigm of what you're into, what you're trying to discuss and represent. Becoming an author in this state, it might mean that you're blogging, you're podcasting, that you're tweeting prolifically. It might mean that you hold a picket signs, that you stand. It might mean that you own the most successful business in the field, or nonprofit, whatever you're doing. But either way, this authorship, you want to think of yourself as the guy that's writing the book, that you are making the next chapter that has not been written yet. You are a thought leader because you're at the forefront of the charioteers. You are really pulling the cart. And this is the stage where you want to get your following. You want to be positioned in a place where people really understand that what you're saying makes sense, or at least is very compelling depending on what you're doing. And this is how you become essentially a thought leader in 3 steps. I put it together as an actionable kind of system to position yourself as an influencer. So I hope that you can get somewhere pretty great with this perspective. Again, that's 3 steps: authenticity, authority, authorship. So now I'm going to turn it over to you. Not literally, the camera's still looking at me, but does this seem like a practical framework for you to come towards becoming a leader or an expert speaker in a field? Does it sound like it makes sense to you? Do you have your own system? And if you do, I'd like you to comment and let me know, and let everybody know. Share this with anybody you think might actually find it insightful, or anyone who can appreciate and give their own experience and insight back to me. I'd love to hear it, because this is something I really care about. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great afternoon. I'll be putting a lot more media, blog posts, articles, speeches, etc. on this channel. I kind of fell off the media train about a year ago, but I'll be picking that back up. So please keep in touch and whatever. So that's it. I hope you have a great day and stay awesome. Can't believe I said that. I'm turning this off now. Thanks.